You're listening to the Global Currency Reset.net podcast. Here's Nick with today's headlines.
Hey guys, this is Nick. So we're looking at CNBC right now, and this is huge breaking news out of China. Christine Lagarde talking about the yuan. Not a question of if, but a question of when it'll be included in the SDRs. So I really want us to go over this, but here's what we're going to discuss on this video. So we're going to discuss that statement that she just made a couple hours ago, and we're going to talk about Chinese currency. Now, it's known as the yuan, the renminbi, and also the RMB. So for you guys who are not familiar with the currency of China, this is the currency that they use. So let's just go ahead and look at this real quick. The Standard China Bank, they mentioned the internationalization of the Chinese currency as of February 2015. Let's look at that document. So this is the document from Standard Chartered. You're probably asking yourself, well, who is actually Standard Chartered? Standard Chartered is the bank, Standard Chartered Bank of Hong Kong. They print the Hong Kong dollars. Now, we just established that the Bank of China did this ad. Well, the Bank of China prints their own Hong Kong dollars. Here it is right here. You can recognize those characters there because they correspond with the characters here. And finally, you have the HSBC. Everybody knows HSBC, right? Did you know that they make currency? Probably not. So here it is. 1,000 Hong Kong dollars HSBC, 1,000 Hong Kong dollars Bank of China, 1,000 Hong Kong dollars Standard Chartered Bank. This is the one we're focusing on right now. Here's the release from Standard Chartered Bank. Free trade zones, China stepping stones to freely traded renminbi. So it's happening much faster than expected. This is them talking. They want a free trade zone in Shanghai, and they're continuing onwards. They're expanding their free trade zone, which they actually started back in, it was actually back here in April where they mentioned that they wanted to test out internationalizing their currency. Remember, about the same time, they made a statement saying they didn't want U.S. treasuries. So continuing, here it is right here. They're even saying, this is the bank saying that the IMF's review of the SDR happens later this year. Okay, let's stop there for a second. We're going to go back to what Christine Lagarde was saying. There's still a lot of work to be done, and everyone knows that. But she said, yeah, it's not a question of if, but when. And she was speaking at Fudan University. And if you're not familiar with Fudan University, well, let's just do a Google search right here. Fudan University is located in Shanghai. So she was in Shanghai. Obviously, the press release says it right up here. So just kind of going over some stuff for you guys who are kind of new to China. Most of you guys just focus on two currencies, maybe three, and you don't focus on China. I focus on China a lot, and I'm going to be doing more so in my videos because it's very important. So, any changes would come into effect in January of 2016. Would require a 70 or 85% majority. Let's go back to that document we were just looking at. So as you can see right here, that they're saying that the review takes place every 5 years. It's going to happen again, and it will decide whether the Chinese yuan gets included in the SDR alongside the dollar, euro, pound, and yen. If it does, this will be a major boost for internationalization of the yuan. Now remember, this was posted February. This was last month of 2015. Okay, so this is the announcement on February 12th that the offshore borrowing for firms in Shanghai free trade zone will be relaxed further. Now remember, again, Christine Lagarde was talking from Shanghai. Guys, I'm trying to tie this all together as easy as I can. So it also says the government confirms that it is a success, what they're doing. They're also saying that the economy's gotten a boost. It rose 11% compared to 2013 before they did this. And logistics and inventory were lowered by 10%. So the average time was reduced 3 or 4 days for customs. So they're really, really ramping up everything over there in China. They are going really like full speed ahead right now with this. Let's continue onwards. They're talking about the zone. There are other zones that they're doing, not just Shanghai, that will continue to cater to corporates in the east part of China and overseas. That's a huge keyword right there that they threw in. And they also talk about oil crude futures. This is a huge document. I will be giving this to you guys. It says, what is clear is that China is committed to driving financial reform in a bid to reach the end game of full convertibility in the RMB and more free trade zones as stepping stones. So China wants free trade, and they want their currency, the yuan, to be fully convertible. Just like the dollar's fully convertible, they want it. Basically, they're saying we want the world reserve currency. So as if it wasn't enough that the Bank of China was saying it, pay attention now. Bank of China prints these notes. If it wasn't enough that they were saying it, then you also have the Standard Chartered Bank, which is where I actually got this document from, the Standard Chartered Bank. Just go to the homepage, click RMB. I'll give you guys all these links, so don't even worry if I'm going too fast. Click RMB, and when you're on the site, just scroll down, and you'll see View Contents. Make sure it's this article right here that says Free Trade Zones. If you come to this page and it's not here, it's probably scroll down a little bit, so I would check these out. You click View Contents, and then boom, there's that document we were just looking at. Now, Standard Chartered, again, they're the ones that print these notes. So, do you see what's happening? Do you see a correlation? You have the Bank of China announcing it. The Bank of China prints their currency. HSBC is the only one that hasn't done it yet, and I'm sure they're going to be doing it very, very soon, guys. So just be on the lookout for HSBC to be saying something. So we have this document. Now the video, let's go ahead and start the video just for a minute. I'm just going to play you a little clip of it. It's in Chinese with English subtitles, but essentially what the woman starts to say right in the very beginning, the internationalization of the Chinese yuan is rapidly progressing. That's huge, guys. It says Miss Carmen Ling. She's the one who you see when you're on that page. Carmen Ling. She's the one doing the video right here. The establishment of the Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone, which is on this document right here. Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. Guys, as far as I know, nobody is putting all this stuff together. I don't know why. Maybe everybody's just focusing on 2 or 3 currencies, but this is huge news. This is about China having the world reserve currency, and it's not even being taken notice of. This is crazy. This is also helping them to turn RMB internationalization to their own competitive advantage. So they're very happy now that their currency is doing well. It's being exchanged. Since people are getting rid of the dollar, now they're saying, well, we'll use the Chinese currency, because China's like, here, you look, you can't use the dollar, just use our currency. And it's working, guys. It's not a matter of if, but when they're included in the SDR. Okay, they're not actually coming out and saying they have world currency, except for this billboard. And, maybe we'll get an official press release, official video. But, because I don't speak Chinese, this is the best that we've got right now. Okay, let's go back to this previous video. We saw this. It was a 4.5-minute video. If you guys didn't see this, make sure you watch this video. But I'll just go over something real quick. So here's the Hong Kong dollar versus the Chinese yuan. This is a 10-year chart. The reason I'm showing the 10-year chart is it's just important because something huge happened back here. So let's just go back to it. So what happened here that made the Hong Kong dollar jump up in value? And what has caused it to continue to appreciate? Well, let's just look at the date. So you can see right up in the corner where my mouse is that the date changes, and it happens sometime around the 21st, 22nd of July. Right there's a huge bump. If you search for yuan on Google, you click news, and you specifically select the date that I just mentioned here, you can see China revalues the yuan. So that is a revaluation right there. In terms of the United States dollar, the exact same thing happened, except it didn't work well for China again. So the Chinese yuan was trading here about the 8.27, and then boom, it goes right down. And you look at the trend, and over the last 10 years, Chinese yuan went from 8.27 to where it is right now, in like the 610s. So during that time, the Chinese yuan has lost 25% of its value. When you look at the Hong Kong chart, it's the exact opposite. The Hong Kong dollar has gained against the Chinese yuan 32.98%. That's pretty good. So you basically got a 1/3 return investment if you had invested in Hong Kong dollars. And let's say you sold your Hong Kong dollars right now and you got Chinese yuan, your currency would now be worth 33% more. At least the Chinese yuan would. So your purchasing power would be increased. So for China, their exports are getting cheaper. For Hong Kong, their exports are getting more expensive. Essentially, that's what this chart means here. As you guys can see here, this is the IMF press release from November 15th of 2010. This is when they were talking about the SDR, and as you can see, they were voting. Remember, this is a 5-year thing. They get the vote on what's going to be included in the SDR. So the SDR comprises the dollar, euro, pound, and yen. So back then, the Chinese yuan was not even a thought on here. Maybe it was, but it wasn't included. It wasn't even in the statement here. So just so you guys know, it says any changes will come in January 2016, but the informal meeting is in May. May of 2015. It's already March. It's almost April, guys. We're looking at like another month, maybe 2 months, and we could have some notice about China's yuan being included in the SDR. So this is huge news. I really suggest you guys watch this again and let people know about this. I am going to go into some more detail in just a little bit, but I wanted to make sure we covered the basics in this video. So you know about now what the Chinese yuan currency is called. Because you guys, you'll hear 3 different things. You may hear 4, but I really want you to understand what the currency is known as. We already talked about this, about the status as of February 2015. That was this document right here we looked at with my highlights. I'll include that document. And then the IMF, their 5-year review on China. That was Christine Lagarde's statement about how the desire that Chinese yuan gets included in the SDR alongside the dollar, euro, pound, and yen. Now, I'm pretty sure Christine Lagarde really wants this to happen. But yeah, the IMF is doing their review every 5 years, and they're due for another one. So who knows what's going to happen. And as I said, what can happen in November of 2015? Well, I just want you guys to remember, in July of 2005, that's when this whole thing happened. Go back to that real quick. So it was July of 2005 where China revalued its yuan. Could they do something on the anniversary? Could they do something July of 2015? Of course they could, but it doesn't mean they will. Just remember that in May, they have that informal meeting. So maybe a couple months later, China says, well, hey, since we're going to be included in the SDR, we might as well revalue our currency now. Guys, they can do that. They have the power to do that. So we really got to keep our eye on China and not just focus on 2 or 3 currencies. We need to look at China, guys. Very few people are. Also, I always tell people, buy gold and silver. I mean, that's what China's doing. That's what I would do. I think that's what you should do. I'm not a financial advisor. All I can do is tell you what I'm doing, and it's common sense that, you know, gold and silver will retain their value. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. After this video, if you can, just give it a thumbs up, and please leave me a comment. I'd really like to know what you think about this. And I would appreciate it if you shared it, because I don't know many people that are discussing all these things, especially not putting it all together, where, you know, you're seeing that you have all these different banks talking about the Chinese yuan right now becoming part of that international currency. Globalization, internationalization, part of the SDR. They're all using different terms, different keywords that most people are not familiar with. The whole point is that China wants to have the reserve currency. They want their currency to be strong. And they're purposely making it weak right now because it's attractive to investors. A lot of people are interested in the Chinese yuan. So anyways, guys, just look forward for a follow-up coming up very soon, because we'll see what happens. I hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to talking to you soon. To subscribe to the newsletter, simply go to globalcurrencyreset.net, click the free newsletter button, and just click that button, fill in your name and email address. And if that link doesn't work, just fill in your information right there in the sign-up form below. Thanks, guys. Look forward to talking to you very, very soon. Have a great day.